Something felt off the moment my rideshare driver caught my eye in the mirror and muttered, "Damn, they really screwed you over." I looked confused and asked what he meant. He snorted and nodded toward my apartment building as we approached the entrance. "Witnessed the whole situation last week. Figured you might be dead or something." My heart skipped a beat. "What situation?" He stopped the car and stared at me like I was completely clueless. "Your family, the sports car, the guy who took it couldn't even handle the power, nearly smashed into the entrance gate." My blood ran cold. My family had sold my vehicle, and some moron had driven it away like he was making a getaway. I tossed a $50 bill at the driver and rushed inside. The doorman flashed me a sympathetic smile. He was aware of what happened. The security officer avoided looking at me. He knew too. The concierge began to speak, but I was already racing toward the elevator dot. My hands trembled as I opened my apartment door. And that's when I spotted it, a single sheet of copy paper stuck to my refrigerator. "No hello, no sorry, just text in. Capital letters from my stepmother. Thanks to your car, your sister is finally happy. You should be proud." I stared at the message, icy fury coiling in my chest like razor wire. Proud. They wanted me to feel proud, as if I should be thankful they took away the one possession I'd earned independently. My apartment walls suddenly seemed suffocating, the atmosphere too stifling. I ran my fingers through my hair, breathing out sharply. My brain was already working, already planning, because if they believed I was the type of person who would simply accept this, they had no clue what they'd just awakened. I didn't phone them. I didn't send messages. I didn't charge into my stepmother's. Home yelling like some hurt creature, that's what they anticipated, what they desired. Instead, I sat at my computer, stretched my fingers, and accessed my banking account. There it was, a zero balance in the savings account I'd maintained for my Porsche's upkeep, insurance, and modifications. Completely emptied, totally wiped. Clean. A cold, calculating smile crossed my face. They were audacious, I'd admit that. Taking my car wasn't sufficient, they targeted my funds as well. And that revealed one thing. They hadn't just sold the Cayenne. They'd sold it for a cheap dot. My fingers worked quickly, browsing local car dealership listings. My vehicle was customized, special ordered, a turbo GT in matte black with red interior. 640 horsepower. There weren't many in the state, much less the city. Locating it wouldn't be difficult. I was still searching when my phone buzzed violently on the desk. "Incoming call, stepmom." I let it ring. 2 seconds later, it buzzed again. "Incoming call, Dad." Ignored. Then my sister called, then my stepmother again, followed by a text. "Why are you ignoring us?" "Just answer the phone. We need to talk." I nearly laughed. Now they wanted to talk. I put my phone aside, opened my laptop, logged into my Porsche Connect account, and right there, blinking on the screen like a divine signal, my Cayenne's GPS location. They hadn't even bothered to disable the tracking feature. A slow, predatory smile spread across my face as I grabbed my jacket. If they thought this was finished, they were gravely mistaken. I didn't drive directly to the address. That would have been foolish. Instead, I parked a block away and observed. The location pinged to a house in an affluent but gaudy suburb. One of those neighborhoods where every yard had the same fake green shade and the oversized houses looked like they were designed by someone who'd just discovered faux Greek columns. I turned off the engine and waited. It didn't take long. First, I spotted my car parked in the driveway like it belonged there. The matte black exterior practically gleamed under the streetlights. But it wasn't just sitting idle. Someone was inside. Music blasted through. The open windows, some terrible pop song I couldn't identify. And the fool in the driver's seat was tapping his hands on my steering wheel like he was at a traffic light. I squinted. White Ralph Lauren polo, backward cap. Even from this distance, I could tell he was the kind of person who called himself an entrepreneur but still asked his parents for gas money. This was the man they'd sold my car to. I was almost offended. Then the front door opened and my sister emerged. She was giggling, clinging to his arm like some infatuated fool. And then, just to twist the knife, she leaned into my Porsche's passenger seat and kissed him. Everything made sense. This wasn't just some random buyer, this was her husband. The honeymoon. The thing my car had funded. I ran my tongue across my teeth, fighting the overwhelming urge to march up and drag him out of my driver's seat. But I wasn't stupid. I wanted this to be painful. So I pulled out my phone, opened the Porsche Connect app, and did the most logical thing I could think of. I locked the doors. The music ceased. The guy in my car looked around, puzzled. I watched his hand move too. The handle. He tried to open it. Nothing. He tried again, harder. Still nothing. He started speaking, maybe to my sister, maybe to himself, but I wasn't finished. I tapped another button. Engine off. The lights died. The interior went dark. I could almost sense his panic from here. Then, just to drive the point home, I tapped. One more button and activated the alarm. The moment the alarm began wailing, I watched my sister and her foolish husband jump like they'd been electrocuted. The headlights strobed violently, honking, blasting through the quiet suburban street in 3-second intervals. Like a police siren from hell. The guy in my car, let's call him Dashbag-in-laws, lammed his hands on the wheel, yanking at the door handle with the kind of desperation usually reserved for burning buildings and sinking ships. It wouldn't budge. I leaned back in my seat, tapping my fingers against my phone, enjoying the spectacle. Then my sister lost it. What the hell is happening, Chase? Chase, of course, his name was Chase. I don't know. He snapped, still yanking at the handle like a primate discovering object permanence. The whole thing just shut off. I can't get out. My sister, ever the genius, started kicking the door like that was going to accomplish something. Meanwhile, neighbors' lights flickered on one by one. People were peeking through blinds, stepping onto porches, muttering to each other in the universal language of what the hell is going on. And that's when my phone started vibrating. Incoming call, Stepmom. I let it ring. Then my sister tried, then my dad. Then a text popped up from Stepmom. Turn it off now. I smiled. Oh, now they wanted my attention. Another text from sister. WTF is wrong with you? You're embarrassing us. Oh, sweetheart. I hadn't even started. I tapped into the Porsche's sound system, enabled voice-to-car messaging, and took a slow, satisfied breath before speaking into my phone. Enjoying the honeymoon? Inside the Cayenne, Chase screamed. My sister shrieked. Their heads whipped around like I was the damned car from Christine. The alarm kept blaring, the lights kept flashing, and then I delivered the final blow. I tapped. One last button, remote window control, and every window on my Cayenne slid down simultaneously. Chase scrambled back, pale as hell. My sister's jaw practically unhinged. And then, loud enough for the entire damn neighborhood to hear, I spoke into the mic once more. Get the F***CK out of my car. A moment of silence. Then Chase launched himself out of the driver's seat like he was escaping a haunted house, hitting the pavement so hard I actually winced out. My sister just stood there, gaping at me like a deer in headlights. I could see the calculations happening in her head. She knew I wasn't finished, not even close. My sister remained frozen, her mouth opening and closing like a fish thrown onto hot pavement. Chase was still on the ground, staring up at my Porsche, like it had personally threatened his family lineage. His Ralph Lauren polo was stretched at the collar, and for a moment, I thought he might actually cry. I let the silence hang, let them feel it. Then I turned off the alarm. The neighborhood stayed awake, people still peeking through windows. Porch lights still flickering on like stars appearing in the sky. My phone buzzed again. Stepmom, you're being insane. Turn off the car. I chuckled. A low, sharp sound. Then I tapped the mic button again. Chase. He flinched like I'd struck him. You still have the title? His eyes darted to my sister, who was definitely realizing she had Royleaf asterisk seeked up. I don't know, man, Chase stammered. Your parents? Not my parents. My voice was smooth, even. I took a step closer, making sure he felt it. My stepmother, who had no legal right to my vehicle, and my father, who wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. I cocked my head. So I'll ask again, do you have the title? His throat bobbed. No, I smiled. Then you don't have a car. His face crumpled like a toddler about to throw a tantrum. Dude, I paid for this. Oh? I raised an eyebrow. Let me guess she gave you a family discount? What was it, 20 grand? His silence was confirmation. I whistled. And you didn't think it was weird that a $200,000 Cayenne Turbo GT was going for the price of a F*** Cayenne Camry? His face twisted. She said it was a gift. I laughed, actually laughed. And you believe that? I turned to my sister. She was still frozen, her eyes darting between me and Chase like she was trying to map out the fastest escape route. You really thought I wouldn't find out? I asked her. She swallowed. Mom said, oh, I bet she did. I took another step. Tell me, when you were sipping overpriced cocktails on that honeymoon, did it ever cross your mind? Did it ever even once register that? You were spending my money? Her face burned red. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. I exhaled sharply. You let them strip me of my car, my savings, and then you have the F** seeking audacity to act surprised when I take it back. Chase, to his credit, was smart enough to stay quiet now. My sister, not so much. You're making this a bigger deal than it needs to be, she snapped. It's just a car. You can buy another one. I stared at her, really stared, and that's when I realized she didn't regret it. She regretted getting caught. My grip on my phone tightened. Oh, sweetheart, you have no idea how big this is about to get. I took a slow breath through my nose. My sister was staring at me, defiant, but with her arms wrapped around herself like she could squeeze out the guilt. Chase looked like he was reconsidering every life choice that led him to this moment, and I was having fun. I turned the alarm back on. The wail of the siren shattered the night again, sending Chase scrambling back like the car was a wild animal, ready to maul him. My sister screeched, slapping her hands over her ears. Then, before either of them could say a word, I pulled up the engine settings and scrolled to an option called Immobilizer Lock. With one tap, my Cayenne became nothing more than a $200,000 lawn ornament. I smirked. Oops, Chase was panting. What did you do? I pocketed my phone, took back what's mine. The front door slammed open, and there she was, my stepmother. Robe, tied tight, hair in rollers, fury etched into every line of her face. What the hell are you doing? She shrieked out. I turned, slow and deliberate, just picking up my property. She stormed toward me, finger in my face, voice shaking with rage. You are being childish. Your sister needed this. I tilted my head. Needed what? My car? My money? My F***ing dignity? She scoffed. You're overreacting. It was just sitting there. It was a waste just being yours. That did it. That broke something in me. I took a step forward, voice low, dangerous. I worked for that car. I earned every cent that paid for it. Unlike you, unlike her. I gestured to my sister, who had the nerve to look offended. Oh, don't give me that face. You knew exactly what you were doing. She opened her mouth, but I didn't let her speak. And you? I turned back to my stepmother. You thought you could just take from me again? That I just sit back and let you bleed me dry like I'm some F asterisk seeking TM you married into? Her nostrils flared. What's your tone? Or what? I cut in, stepping closer. You'll steal something else from me. Empty another account. For the first time, she hesitated. I grinned. Yeah, that's what I thought. Chase, who had been wisely silent, decided to ruin it. Dude, I paid for this car. I whipped around. With what title? Show me the papers, Chase. His mouth clamped shut. I took another step. You got scammed. You're not the owner. He swallowed hard, glancing at my sister. She wasn't meeting his eyes. That's when I saw the first crack in his confidence. I smirked. Tell me, Chase, if she lied about where the car came from, what else do you think she lied about? His face paled. My sister whirled on me, furious. Shut the F asterisk CK up. I just smiled, and that's when my stepmother made the biggest mistake of her life. She jabbed a finger in my chest and hissed, You don't deserve that car, you ungrateful little asterisk T. The second those words left her mouth, I let out a low, dangerous chuckle. Then I leaned in and whispered, That's funny, because tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up with nothing. Her eyes widened. I patted my pocket. My lawyer's number was already dialed. Let the games begin. My stepmother's face drained of color like she already knew what was coming, like her rotting conscience had finally caught up to her, whispering all the ways I was about to end her. I didn't break eye contact, didn't blink, just pulled out my phone, made the call, and turned on speaker. A crisp voice answered, Mr. Hayes, do we have a problem? The shift in energy was immediate. My stepmother stiffened. My sister flinched. Chase, who had been riding the bro confidence train all night, took a step back like I'd just pulled a gun instead of a phone. I smiled. We do. The line went quiet, then a cool, collected response. Go on. I turned my back on them because they weren't worth my direct attention anymore and strolled toward my Cayenne, speaking loud enough for the whole damn neighborhood to hear. I need a fraud report filed against Susan and Richard Hayes. I paused, then added, Oh, and my sister Jessica. For knowingly accepting stolen goods, my sister gasped. My stepmother sputtered. I heard the exact moment Chase realized he was screwed because he let out a pathetic little, Wait, what? Like he was the victim here? Understood, my lawyer said smoothly. I assume this is regarding the unauthorized sale of your Porsche Cayenne? Correct. I leaned against the car, and I want to press full charges. Grand theft auto, wire fraud, whatever you can get them on. My stepmother lost it. You can't be serious. She screeched, lunging toward me. We're family. Family? I turned around so fast she stumbled back. That's funny, because I don't remember family stealing from me. I don't remember family draining my account for a honeymoon that wasn't mine. And I sure as hell don't remember family calling me ungrateful for getting pissed that they committed a felony. Her mouth opened, closed. She had nothing. My lawyer spoke again. I'll draft the paperwork tonight. Want me to freeze their accounts? In the meantime, I smiled. That would be wonderful. My stepmother gasped. My sister screamed, You can't. I have bills to pay. Chase, ever the genius, whined, Bro, just take the car back and let's call it even. I shot him a look that could have split concrete. Even? I repeated. You sat your discount frat boy ass in my driver's seat and let my family treat me like a damn ATM. You think this is about a car? His face twitched. I stepped closer, lowered my voice, made sure he felt it. Enjoyed being married. To her, Chase. I tilted my head. Because if she'd do this to her own brother, I wonder what she'd do to you when she needs another payout. My sister turned on me like a rabid animal. You're just jealous? Jealous? I laughed, shaking my head. Sweetheart, I'm about to get my car, my money, and your honeymoon refunded out of your damn savings. Her breath hitched. I leaned in and whispered, "Tell me, Jessica, how does it feel knowing you'll wake up tomorrow with less than nothing?" Her entire world collapsed in real time, and I had never felt better. My stepmother went deathly quiet. My sister's breath hitched like she was on the verge of screaming or sobbing. I honestly didn't care which. And Chase, that poor dumb bastard, finally realized what was happening. His face went slack, his hands twitched like he wanted to grab my sister, shake her, demand answers. But the damage was already done. My lawyer's voice cut through the tense silence like a blade. "I'll proceed with asset freezing immediately. Expect a police report filed within the hour." I grinned. "Perfect. Send me the paperwork. I'll sign it tonight." A sharp click. The call ended. Then all hell broke loose. My sister lunged at me, nails bared, voice shrieking like a banshee. "You can't do this. You can't." I stepped back, cool, unbothered, watched as Chase grabbed her, held her back. But he wasn't doing it for me. No, Chase gold medal idiot that he was had finally figured it out. "You knew." His voice cracked, veins bulging in his neck as he stared at my sister in absolute betrayal. "You knew the car wasn't hers to sell." Jessica froze for a split second. Her expression wasn't anger, it was fear. Chase blinked, stunned, like he was seeing her for the first time. "You lied to me." She swallowed. "Babe, you lied." He let her go like she was radioactive, took a massive step back. I almost felt bad for the guy. Almost. He turned to my stepmother, frantic. You can fix this, right? Tell him to stop the charges." My stepmother said nothing, because there was nothing to say. The reality was hitting all of them now. They were done. Their accounts locked, the honeymoon they'd happily scammed me for void, and my Porsche. Back in my hands, I unlocked the car, stepped inside, and slammed the door behind me. The second I started the engine roaring, powerful, completely mine. Again my sister snapped. "I hate you." She screeched, tears running down her face. "You're a selfish piece of SH*T. I revved the engine. Loud. Then I rolled down the window, met her tear-streaked, furious eyes, and smirked. "No, Jess." My voice was calm, amused. "I just learned how to stop being your damn wallet." Then I floored it. Didn't look back. Didn't care. By morning, my stepmother would wake up to zeros. My sister would wake up to no honeymoon. And Chase? He'd wake up realizing he'd married a liar, and I'd wake up to 148 missed calls, and every single one would be music to my ears.